How's everyone doing? This is a new map I made called Dusk. It's a bit different from my other maps in that it's not suspended in the air, but it's an actual structure. I really wanted to build something in this area for the longest time, but I couldn't quite accomplish what I wanted. And after a few fails going into Forge and just trying to forge some things out, I actually went to a sketch pad and I sketched out an idea. And I think that was the best thing I could have did. As an artist and a graphic designer, I usually do sketch out projects before I do them, and I don't see why Forge should be any different. So I went ahead here and I started to sketch a structure that I thought would be pleasing for both gameplay and aesthetics. And what I came out with was Dusk. I actually created this map twice. The first time I felt the inclines were a bit too steep, and the top level was too tall for what I was going for. So actually ripped it all apart and started fresh. And again, sometimes that's the best thing you can do. There's nothing wrong with putting in effort. So I'm going to go ahead and show you here what the mindset was behind the map. As I already said, I had the aesthetics in mind, and I pretty much nailed those, which I'm pleased with. Gameplay-wise, I did quite a bit of tweaking and play testing. Wow, tongue-tied. Quite a bit of play testing, and everything worked out pretty well. Everyone enjoys the map, and it has its own niche. I'd say it's a smaller map, so it's great for 1v1s. And again, Halo, that's what I grew up with in Halo. 1v1, 2v2s, and that's what I enjoy. So that's what I want to build maps for. And because 343 hasn't released too many small maps, I'd say there's definitely a so-called niche market for those maps. So I enjoy creating those, and people enjoy playing on them just as well. So again, here I'm going to go around now and start showing you the map, where everything's at, the mindset, and how to play the map correctly. So we'll start down mid. Under here, as you see, this is a little hiding spot. Just to get away from battle sometimes. You always need corners to cut, to recharge, and to pop back out. So that's why I went with that. You can get up here multiple ways. That's the traditional jump. You have two fusions. They will not kill you if you're in center. There's only one fusion. I know they're extremely OP in this game, but they serve their purpose there. You can actually use these blocks here to not touch the ground and get from back wall to center. And that's a biggie. So if you start playing the map, you're going to want to start to do that. That's the best way to get everywhere, are those two blocks. Of course, you could come up here if you start low and get to center quickly. There's a sticky detonator, only 3 shots, and that's right at the edge of center. You have these little coves here. This would be Alien Cove, and that's Human Cove. It says 2 plasmas and a plasma pistol, and that has a magnum and 2 frags. Here you'll see this window. Again, it corners in. Quite different from the original. And from here you can see people going up the lift, that I'll later show you. Again, I really put a lot of time into the aesthetics of this map. I know there's a lot of windows. That's number 1, they look beautiful. Number 2, they do not affect the frame rate in the way I place them. I was vigorous in playtesting this, and I had to delete a few, but I have it at an area now where you will not experience any frame rate issues. Third, we play no radar, of course, MLG settings, and windows are a good way to see where everyone's at and kind of get the jump on people. And sometimes you might even want to fake people out and let them think you're jumping this way, and they see you in the window, and then you back down and you'll start to chase from behind. A lot of mind freak. Again, like my other maps, that's what I prefer. It's what I grew up with. 2v2s, 1v1s. It's a lot of outsmarting the person. It's kind of like chess. Then the execution level is there as well. Similar to a fighting game. Up here you have your DMR. You have 2 DMRs on the map. One back wall mid, and the other top back wall mid. So those are there, and that's pretty much your weaponry. You'll have a sniper down here, as you'll see. This is lift tunnel. So if you get the sniper, you can come up here, take the lift up, and now you're top level. I built these stairs using columns. You do not get stuck on them. I could always replace it with ramps if people find that beneficial, but I haven't had any issues with them. And again, I was trying to make this an aesthetic map as well as a competitive map. I tried to create things around this area and it's quite a difficult area to do so, but I really love the aesthetics of it, and I'm pleased with how this turned out. Again, back wall here, you'll see you can make the jump that way, you can make the jump traditional way, or you can make the jump from the boxes. So once you get the flow for it, it flows very nicely, mind you. There's a lot of jumping over people, tricking them, things like that. So if you appreciate that style of gameplay, you'll definitely appreciate this map. You have your columns up here. Again, like I showed earlier, you do have windows here so you can see what's going on. So I showed you two ways using the stairs to get to top. Then you have your lift, which gets to top. And then you have your trick jump here that also gets to top. It's not a spot that you can hold down per se, but it does have height advantage, so I wanted to balance it out that there are so many ways to top because it has height advantage, so that way you'll probably end up fighting mid or bottom mid, and a lot of times you'll want to get the snipe and go from top to back wall. So all these things were thought of. It's not, I don't just make maps and throw it together. Like I said, I sketched this one out and I tried to think of balance as well as how the map will play. You also have the trick jump on this side, so you can get up to here and get the height on somebody, but of course they could get here as well. So two ways to everything. Like the lighting in this room here. Two BRs will spawn there, two DMRs top and bottom. Yeah, it's a precision map. It's most that I make, but it does have a lot of CQC. You can get back down here without falling on the lift. So that's another escape route from top, because top can be pretty dangerous. You probably want to dispose of these barrels if you're coming back here, but by now I think you're getting the gist of it. Just a little cosmetic thing here, aesthetic rather. You have this little rock garden. So sometimes you'll use that as cover if you're fighting on bottom. Dip in and out. And like I said, it's a small map, so at this point you probably got the feel of it. And now all that's left to do is to play on it. I would definitely recommend it as a 1v1 map. You can run 2v2s. Believe it or not, there's actually Capture the Flag and Oddball, which would spawn in the middle. Capture the Flag, this is one base, and the other base is up there. Of course, with Capture the Flag, there is a wall that will block off the lift there and block off the lift from the top. So it's definitely fast CTF, but it's fun. So if you have 2v2 it's something to try. I wouldn't say it's the map's main focus, but it does play fairly well for doubles. And you've pretty much seen the entire map now. There's not much more I can say about it. You either like it or you don't at this point, and you're probably going to download it. So I'm going to let you guys enjoy that. And this is Dusk. Have a good one, everyone.